that is a flaming ripper. Geez, I'd love to get permission to go and look at some of these joints. That is double story, and I can see at the bottom it's actually stone that's been rendered. And basically the render has fell off the stone down near the bottom. You might be able to tell that bottom corner near the fence post there, and the other corner too on the other side. Unbelievable. Double story, big old chimney, just left go to shit basically. And it may have suffered from earth movement. I can see some big cracks in there, but shame in a way, you know. All the old blooming radiata pine collapsed through here. It's a pity though, like back in the day, this place had a lot of gold money, and some of these farms, you know, that they are today are, you know, like an original one cut up into 8. And that would be the homestead for the original super duper size one, you know, and that's all living off the back of a whole bunch of bloody gold money. And by a sign I've seen there, it looks like there also may have been an abattoir up a certain road by the name of the road there, you know. Another one is this area had a fabric manufacturing, making woolen fabric, right up until about 1998. So a lot of these joints sort of had money, and then, you know, some of these old places that were there are from the glory days, and they've just been abandoned, and everything slowly closed down, and the farm that was absolutely huge has been split up into 8 smaller farms, and yeah, it sort of just goes a bit downhill from there. I'm not 100% sure what town I'm in. I've just driven into a town. I'm not even sure what bloody town I'm in, to be quite honest. Another ramshackle joint. That joint up there, it looks like that's abandoned as well. I think I know what town I'm in. Ooh. No one just get out of my way, damn you. Yeah, this is the one that had the old fabric factory. Yep. This has got some daggy joints, particularly the outer edges, which I've just come through. Yeah. Get in the middle of here, it's actually real old places from way back. There's a lot of basically glorified sheds that have got enough windows that they've been a shop, and then people just end up moving to the shop. A lot of this here, they've tried to fix it up back to the way it was back in the day, just for this strip of the street and a bit of the main run. I've shown that place before. Flaming old places. And yeah, it's just that street back there they had to go bringing it back to its glory days. But where's he? Oh, you were near, almost near the thing over here. A couple of old churches. There's a church here that is completely blooming gutted out. That's the library. I think it's that building there. It was the fabric factory. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's a joint, yeah. Everybody gets out of my way here. That is the old church. That's in a lot better shape. At least they've boarded the bloody thing up. It was all friggin' open and everything when I was in here a couple of years ago. Fencing around it. Yeah. This is what I'm talking about. This is the good old joints up here. And the camera's going to fuck me around again. Look at the blooming church. All stone. Slate roof. Unbelievable. That's the picture. That's what you want to see. Just usually takes me camera a bit to work out if it's going dark because of the slight amount of blooming glare or what it's doing. If I'm not incorrect, I go up this street and I think there's an old Freemasons joint. It's like, I can't exactly remember, it's one of these streets. And it is bloody huge. And I believe it's right there. Clock on the top, flipping the wind thing on the top of it. That's actually had another coat of paint, I think, since I've been here. Shit, it's tall. I think it's the tallest building in the place, but a lot of it is actually facade. The double story is only a couple of metres to the front. That's about it. There's another riproll I'll have a look at up here in a second. It's a, like I say, some of these people get these strange ideas, and I can't really say it's just here because, quite honestly, it's back in my hometown. There's a guy that I used to work with who's done the exact same bloody thing, and that is put a railway carriage on the ground and decide that they're gonna, you know, use it for something or do something or live in it or whatever. Apparently there's a real train station just behind me. I never even knew that was the case. It's one of these things you can get away with having horses in your backyard in towns like this. Oh, vacant block for sale. Couple of solar panels, just to put it lightly. Come back through where we are, where I first come in, over the railway line. Bit surprised it's actually got a proper government railway station, because a lot of these joints don't, you know. You got a track and it's just basically grain, freight trains full of grain. This is actually the furthest I've been in this town. It's a darn sight bigger than I thought it was. Well, maybe someone lives in that one. I thought it was empty, but it doesn't look very alive, I'll tell you that. Ah, yes. Something else down here. I should be able to, we're back out on the large air road, but I should be able to get a bit of footage of this. There's a sawmill up here. That's a sawmill there. You got an excavator with a grab on it. Don't know what they really get up to that much in there. Oh, this guy fixing the line up there by the look, but yeah, may just be, seemed to have a bit there that looked like weatherboards and stuff like that, so it may actually be a bit of construction stuff. Some of you will remember the place that, well, my sister's place, and all those strange looking rustic weatherboards that I put on with a brother-in-law, and there's quite a chance they might do that, but I've got a feeling they actually do proper 4x2s and weatherboards there, and I can see a few in the yard, and when I've been past other times I've seen some as well. But you know, small enough family outfit, but of course they're making a go of it, sort of thing, so good on them. Obviously there's not a great shortage of timber, but a lot of it's sort of not plantation stuff. It's all, it's like this is all just wild crap in people's paddocks that's been there since day one. Bit like my joint, you know, just sort of lightly forested. Okay, rumbling through the back roads again here. This is a shortcut between another sort of well-known-ish town, and back to the place that I used to own. So, and it's intriguing. They've got a homestead. Pretty sure I'm on the right road. I think the other road takes you through into the back of another mountain, which we don't want that one. Fingers crossed I got the one with the big, monstrous bloody homestead. And I mean, it's huge. And I think we go over a, what's his name, stone bridge at some point as well. Just hope I got the right one. And lovely and green. I've had a few people ask, like, am I in a desert? Well, hey, in the summer, in my area and this area, and a lot of areas in the northern parts of Victoria as well, it all just dries out. And yes, 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 you can see the homestead through there. I'll be fucked. I think it's a stone living tank up the back there. Trust the damn motor to come out as I'm filming. Look at the big old joint. Bit hard to see, but there's all ironwork around it. Because my camera's a heap of shit, obviously. Ah, you ain't gonna see it. Iron lacework around the whole flaming joint. And as you might have seen for a split second, they've got a big water tank up the back. It looks like it's made out of stone. Bloody unbelievable. And then we hit the gravel, which means we're definitely on a back road. Unsealed road's pretty normal for a lot of these areas, but sort of strange in a way, you know. You consider some of the things around some of the places, you know. A lot of city people that go, oh, well, if this place has been settled since the 1850s, why haven't they put a sealed road in? Well, all the taxes and the money goes to the capital, and quite simply, they don't give a fuck. It's as simple as that. You know, we may be, oh, how far are we from the capital here? So it'd only be about an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. Somewhere around that. And, yeah, they just don't see the point of sealing roads, and you go for flipping miles on unsealed roads. You know, you got to consider that even where I am, it's closer to the capital. But, you know, there's houses all around me that don't even have access to electricity. That's the way it works here. It's all about the voters, and all the vote numbers are in the capital. And if you're not in the capital, you can get fucked, basically. And they ain't got to spend any money on you. And if they do, they'll give you, you know, some lame thing, and then expect glorious adorations. And all the people in the capital see the massive amount of money they spend on infrastructure as a sign of the capital's success, regardless of the fact that taxes have come from this place for more than 100 years. Well, let's think about it, eh? What are we looking at? 1950 would be 100 years. Plus 60, yeah. They would have been gouging taxes out of this place for 160 years, and yet spend all the money in the capital and then claim it's a sign of the success of the capital alone, regardless of the fact they've been gouging taxes out of this place for 160 years, and half the roads are bloody unsealed. And this is sealed for a bit, just going up this hill, and I'm pretty certain it just goes back to being unsealed again. And I would be right. Just so you can get up the hill. That's all we're going to give you. But you know, it's also an issue of traffic. How much traffic has it got? You know, I'm probably the bloody 5th person today to go down it. That's it. You know, and they sort of, it's $1 million per kilometre for sealed road, and they just can't justify it. It's as simple as that, you know. And yeah, the way it goes. You ham and eggers. Sheep all sitting out there. I think I've got the one that's a bridge. I didn't think I was supposed to go straight ahead, but yeah, might not have got the one with the bridge. But anyway, I know this is cruising in the back of my town. What was going to be my town before I inherited the house I got now. Yeah, no stone bridge. I must have taken the other road. I'll take you around this one. That one's the one that goes off to a little bridge that may be partially stone, backed up with steel railing and bitumen on top. It takes me through to the main road for where my old place used to be. That was where I pointed out that thing that goes into the water catchments. And I don't know if you can see it, you probably can't, but there's a bit of white through the through the trees there, and that would be the water catchment. And I noticed, bugger it, I should go back. So the main entrance is actually in the back way. We've got something here, so I'll see if it gives us something. Yeah, I think somebody might already be there. Oh yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, it's all in there. Oh, that's where I'm steering here. Might try and go around the other way because I think we can get closer to it and we'll be filming that guy's shitbox car. See all that in the middle of the road there? That is lichen in the middle of the road. That's right, she gets a little bit damp here in the winter. And you have lichen in the middle of the road. It's not terribly uncommon actually. Some of these areas. Continues on a bit more. Yeah, it's only in parts of this road, but you'd be surprised some of these higher altitude areas how much sort of you end up getting on some roads. And you sort of think like, how the hell would a public road have lichen on it, you know? But it's the thing, you know, low amount of traffic, and what's his name? Plenty of moisture. And and heaps of trees, obviously, help, and what do you know? And here's the other entrance. Ugh. So they got sheep fencing, that's to keep all us people out, because it's the only thing they know. That's the way I border off anything and everything around here is sheep fencing. Even keeping people from walking through the bush, not that that's going to do much, and not that it's real bush, it's only light forest anyway. I think it says this is, yeah, conservation area. It says, you might see some of the little white signs there. Conservation area. We're protecting the rotten logs on the ground from you grubby people. This cast iron water line. Covered in tar, or it was anyway. wind turbines in the background. So it curves right around. Strangely enough, I don't know even if it services this town, but it does service the other town I was at a few minutes previous that I was showing. Ubiquitous basalt / bluestone. Build all the walls of it up. Ah, yeah. 8 metres deep in the middle. If it was up to here. The next one says 7, blah, blah, blah. So it's probably something to do with how many metres, there's a whole stack of them down there. Gives some indication of when it's up to this level, what it actually means to the deepest point or whatever. Oh, yeah. This reservoir was the reason I had a what they call Schedule ESO, Environmental Schedule Overlay 1, which means that toilet system gets a hell of a lot more complicated because of the possibility of it running into some of the things that flow into this, and obviously contaminating the domestic water supply, which is exactly what this is, domestic water supply. So, strangely enough, even in the capital, some of the water supplies there are still not chlorinated, just in certain areas where they have small catchments like the size of this. This one may be, may not be, not exactly sure, but there's just a couple of them in the northeast of the state capital, apparently, that don't. And I think my sister at one point was actually on one of the non-chlorinated supplies. But it's rare, it's quite rare not to have chlorinated water, and usually they try and fluoridate it as well, you know, just so they can screw you around and poison you with bloody fluoride or whatever they're trying to do. As someone who's a dental expert was asked, they said, now, if you really need to put fluoride on your teeth, which it is good for your teeth, why would you drink it? You know, you don't go swallowing toothpaste deliberately, you know. So why would you be swallowing it with the hope it's going to rub against your teeth for a split second, you know? Throwing out the baby with the bathwater. If you want to get it on your teeth, you don't have to necessarily put it in your water and then swallow it in the process. You can just put it on your teeth and leave it at that. But which is exactly what toothpaste is for, anyway. Anyway. There's this. Someone's getting serious about the bloody plums. Oh, and the bloody camera wants to work. Behind all this prickly pear, they have a lot of lemon plums. Like about. There you can see them all. It's only half of them. Shit, that's serious. That's blooming. That's orchard grade. Assume they're plums, they might even be bloody cherries for all I know. Behind all those prickly pears you saw, the cacti back there, that was all more of them. This is this little dirt track that should go over the little bridge that goes straight back onto the main road for that this town. With an old Nissan hut, I think it is in there. It's like a curved building. I used to have them in WA too, up in the mining areas. Apparently got quite a few. Long story short, it's like your sides are curved. The whole building's like a hangar, but it's only like personal building size, not exactly aircraft size. You know what I'm getting at. And then they got these little bits that stick out that are allowed to have flat windows. Yeah, this mightn't be such a stone bridge after all. I missed the bigger stone bridge anyway, like I was saying before, and I got the right road, but to get back to the town, but not the wrong road that had the bridge on it. Anyway, all the wattles are starting to see some of this yellow crap on the sides here. These are wattle trees. That's that stuff that's really hard on your chainsaw and usually oozes sap and everything, and apparently the seeds are edible. Quite edible, actually. Yeah. And all this big blooming drainage carry on. It's like the whole joint around here is like riddled with little bloody creeks and bits and pieces, basically. A lot of old stumps. No shortage of firewood out here. Not that much of a shortage back where I am, but back where I am, they, you know, 1 out of every 4 or 5 trees is dead. And yet it's a $5,000 fine to cut any down. And then the bushfire comes through and burns them all out. But down here, I think people do grab it off the sides of the roads. Actually, I know they do because of some of the bizarre looking chainsaw marks on some of these roadside joints. A little place there. Yeah, I've seen some as I've been driving along that have been on the roadside, and you can tell they've been cut only a couple of weeks ago. So it's pretty obvious people are just think fuck it and grab the stuff off the side of the road here. And some local governments will allow you to do that, and others won't. They don't allow you to in mine, but this is a different local government. And yeah, I'm not joking, today I've been through oh, Kookaburra. I can't really see once again, camera tones out. I've been through 4 or 5 local governments today, I think. That's how it goes here. We're sort of on the edge of a whole stack of different ones. Right in the corner of a whole bunch of them. So, yeah.